I never expected marriage to feel like a battlefield, not ours, or at least I thought it wasn't. I thought we had a solid partnership. 10 years together, 2 kids, a life we built side by side. But sometimes, the people you trust most are the ones who betray you in ways you never imagine. It started with whispers, late nights at the office, unexplained texts, the way my wife, Veronica, became distant and cold. I brushed it off at first, telling myself I was overthinking, but the signs were there. The late dinners with coworkers, the sudden obsession with her appearance, the way she avoided intimacy with me. Then, one night, I caught her. Not just in a lie, caught in the act. I found out she had been seeing someone else for months. Someone else while we shared the same home, the same bed, the same life. The betrayal hit me like a freight train. I felt numb, angry, humiliated, and powerless. All at once. I wanted to scream, to lash out, to make her feel the same sting I felt. But I knew one thing. Revenge isn't about reaction. It's about strategy. Veronica, blissfully unaware, continued her life. She flaunted her new romance in small ways, teasing me, testing my patience, as if to prove she had won something. But she didn't know the full story. She didn't know what she was walking away from. The truth? I had been managing our finances carefully, quietly, investments, stock options, real estate deals, small smart moves I had made without drawing attention. Over the years, that quiet discipline had grown into a fortune, $10 million, not inherited, not handed down, but earned, and she had no idea. I watched as she flaunted her affair, oblivious to the empire she was leaving behind. She asked for a divorce, thinking she could take half the life we built. I played along, calm, composed, letting her think she had the upper hand. When the settlement papers came, I presented her with a choice. She could take her share of what she thought was a modest nest egg and walk away, or she could challenge the divorce and try to claim more. She chose to walk away, arrogant, careless, and unaware. I signed the papers quietly. She smiled, thinking she had won. Little did she know, I had structured everything perfectly. My assets were protected legally. Her claims were minimal. Every stock, every property, every hidden account, safe, untouchable. Weeks later, she called, gloating as if she had conquered some great prize. "You know, I always knew I could get more," she said, "but I didn't need it. I walked away." I smiled politely. "Congratulations," I said. "Enjoy your freedom." What she didn't know, what she would never know, was that her greed, her betrayal, her arrogance had cost her millions. She walked away from a fortune she didn't even understand existed, and the irony wasn't lost on me. The woman who cheated, who humiliated me, who flaunted her affair, ended up with nothing. Revenge, in its purest form, isn't about anger. It's about justice. It's about letting someone's own choices seal their fate. I didn't have to yell. I didn't have to confront her. I didn't have to humiliate her publicly. I simply let the system work, and she fell right into the trap her own betrayal had built. Watching her move on, thinking she had the upper hand, while I retained everything I built, was satisfaction enough. Every time I thought of her arrogance, her careless dismissal of what we had, I felt a quiet, unwavering sense of triumph. I also learned a lesson. Never underestimate the power of patience and planning. Letting emotions drive decisions leads to mistakes. She made her choices in anger, in arrogance, in ignorance. I made mine deliberately, strategically, and in silence. Now, I focus on rebuilding myself. Not out of spite, not to flaunt wealth, but to thrive. To live fully, freely, and with dignity. The past betrayal serves as a reminder. Loyalty and trust are precious. When broken, they can lead to devastating consequences. But sometimes, the consequences are poetic, almost perfect. Veronica's life went on. New man, new house, new dreams. She had the freedom she wanted, unaware that she had forfeited far more than she could ever imagine. Meanwhile, I retained control, stability, and the fortune she had once coveted. The tables had turned in a way that words couldn't capture. Betrayal cuts deep, but revenge doesn't have to be cruel. It can be quiet, precise, and incredibly satisfying. I didn't need to humiliate her or confront her publicly. I let the truth, the legal, financial truth, speak for itself. She walked away, and her actions sealed her fate. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't about causing pain. It's about living well, thriving, and letting the person who wronged you realize, too late, that their own choices destroyed them. And that, more than anything, is a lesson worth remembering. I survived her betrayal. I prospered. And she? She walked away, blind to what she left behind.